Alright, so we have episode 4 of WandaVision. Let's get right into it. I think now the show has that tone that we're gonna have for the rest of the show. We kind of got away from that 50s, 60s sitcom that we had for the first two episodes, and then that 70s vibe that we got in the third one. So now we're actually in present time, I believe. So what this episode does, what I really like about it is that it answers all those questions that we've had from day one, from the first three episodes. We have all these weird things that are going on, which you can guess you know something's going on, but you don't really know like what exactly is going on. And we get all those answers in episode 4. Everything from the voices that Wanda hears in the radio station, killer drone that she finds in the bushes, and that mysterious man who appears to come out of a beehive, but he's coming out of the sewer. So we have all the answers to these things, and we know kind of what's going on, what exactly is going on, and why it even started as a 50s sitcom in the first place. So it turns out that WandaVision is not just recorded in the style of a sitcom, but it's actually a sitcom that is being broadcasted. Dr. Lewis, who was in Thor, she ends up discovering that it's actually a broadcast from a town that doesn't even exist. The cast members are actually people, I mean, other than two Avengers, but they're actual people. One of them being the missing sword agent. We find out that it's Agent Rambo that got sucked into this universe, but before that, she was just some character from the show. We didn't know she was a sword agent, but all this time she's just this missing agent that the FBI and along with Sword are just trying to find, who discovers she's in this universe. But I think the big question for me that came up was, why does she act like a character, like actually a character of the show, if she has no idea where she's at? So could it be that she was like undercover? Because she does mention to Wanda at some point, hey, your brother was killed by Ultron. And that makes Wanda just blast her out of this universe that she was in. Which is why in the end of episode 3, we see that she's kind of knocked out. She comes from this universe and she's just knocked out in front of the built-up station where the FBI and Sword are set up. And that's how episode 4 starts off, where she's knocked from that universe, but then she's waking up in the hospital. She's coming back to life along with everybody else from the blip. So I was getting kind of confused at some point of the actual order of events. Now, I'm not sure if this sitcom was created, this whole universe of the sitcom was created during the blip, which is why it's lasting after the blip happened. The whole point is that this is a universe that somehow is existing and is kind of fast forwarding through time, starting from the 50s and 60s and 70s. So if it has something to do with time, then I believe somehow Doctor Strange is involved somewhere in this thing, because we know that this whole multiverse is coming up. Definitely time is a factor in the show. So since we know that this multiverse is coming up, especially in the films, with the whole Spider-Man multiverse, the whole Doctor Strange thing. So I feel like this show is just setting up the MCU for what we're gonna get in the future films. There's a possibility that the people, the cast in the show, other than Wanda and Vision, are actually undercover agents, or just somehow they know something, because in episode 3 we see Vision talking to his neighbors and they seem to know something that we don't know, that WandaVision don't know, but clearly it gives the audience a hint that there's something going on that Wanda and Vision are the only ones that are just unaware of. Which then makes you wonder, what is reality and what is not? Is this whole show, this whole broadcast, actually just a way to contact the future, the present tense? Or is this just a complete distortion of Wanda's mind, of her reality, of what she thinks is reality? Because towards the end, she sees Vision with the stone ripped out of his head, and he's obviously dead. He has this dead look on him. So then after he's back to normal, he looks back to normal right before the show. And so she's just making herself believe that he's alive. She's just making herself believe this whole situation, this whole sitcom is it really real, or is it just Wanda just making everything up? So I'm really liking this new direction that the show is taking. It's kind of taken away from the first 3 episodes, which they're not necessarily bad. I think it was just kind of weird for everyone of the style that it was shot. But I mean, now that we understand, the purpose is not as weird at first, because at first we had no idea what's going on. We don't know why I mean, I thought the whole show was gonna be just like the first two, just in black and white. But then as we got the third one, I was like, okay, maybe they're just gonna do it in color now, but it's still gonna be a sitcom with the whole laugh track thing. But now we understand the whole purpose behind that. Was that necessary? To me personally, I don't really think so, but who knows? Maybe it was the only way that this could work in order to introduce this whole universe that is just coming out of a TV, out of a sitcom. So WandaVision episode 4, if you have seen it, what did you think about it? Were you surprised? Did you know that this was a separate universe that was created? What did you think about it? Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. What are your expectations for the next episode? And thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.